Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Vince and Al podcast. I'm Vince.
And I'm Al.
We are your two hosts for today, and we're your only two hosts because this is the Vince and Al podcast.
Yeah, nice one, dude.
Thanks, Al.
No, yeah, this is the Vince and Al podcast, so you're basically only going to be hearing Vince and Al unless, like, Vince and I always are hoping one day that this channel will get big. Maybe we'll make this a brand, and we could even add more podcasters, but as of right now, it's just two best friends doing what they love.
Exactly. We would love to have guests on, but I think that's a little bit down the road, and we'll get to there at some point. So there's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot to look forward to in these three topics that we have for you today. So, Al, do you want to jump right on in?
Yeah, let's get right into it. A little different of a shakeup from season one. I'll be presenting my topic. Vince will be presenting his topic. And then what we really enjoyed from the previous episode is a debate question. Kind of a silly debate question. Last week was, is water wet? I have a couple funny, silly questions that are maybe debate worthy. So you guys let us know down below in the comment section your answer. So here we go into my topic. And this is regarding Twitter. And if you read the title, obviously it's, is Twitter violating our First Amendment? Well, let's answer that question. You'll see for yourselves. The title of this article is Twitter Begins Purge of Far-Right Accounts as New Hate Speech Rules Take Effect. We don't know how biased this is. Obviously, this is from Fox News. If this definitely would not be a title of a CNN post. Unfortunately, so maybe could be some bias, but I am basing my information off of this. So bear with me and just be open to both sides. So obviously, Twitter has begun to enforce its new rules to quote unquote combat hateful and abusive content as of this Monday. It's to broaden Twitter's hateful conduct policy. And it's to suspend any accounts that have usernames, bios, display names that display violent threats, multiple slurs, epithets, racist or sexist tropes, if it incites fear or reduces someone to less than a human. They're using their quote-unquote internet tools, to combat this. They're keeping it pretty private how they will, but that's all they gave us, their internet tools. Vince, I'll give into my 2 cents, but I want to hear what you after what I read. Let me know.
Well, I just think that's so funny. We're gonna take down any comments that make you think less as yourself as a human being. That's so funny.
That is,
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, what were you gonna say?
no, go ahead, bro.
All right. So essentially, my thoughts are that they're pretty much tackling the far right of the political spectrum, which kind of blows to me. And it's not a matter of I don't respect both sides. I'm not just like one-sided. I respect both sides very dearly, but with great, and this is going to sound cheesy, but with great power comes great responsibility. If you're on the internet, you can say whatever you want, and you don't think anybody's going to. A lot of people say whatever they want because nobody can punch them in the face for saying that. A lot of it is like behind closed doors, and they don't really know that you're the one that said that. So if I were to throw out like a spoiler for a movie, nobody can come and attack me. You know what I mean? Because it's not like against the law to do that, but I just ruined it for a lot of people. I'm going on a tangent. The point is that so people can very easily say something that is hurtful, but just know that the person that said something hurtful to that person, they can say something hurtful back as well. So that kind of sucks, but at the same time, that is the internet for you. It's a lot of people that really have nothing else better to do to. I don't know where I'm going with this. Okay, I'm just gonna give you my stance on this. The stance is that I don't see why this is an issue, but I do see why this is an issue. And once again, I don't know if I'm making a whole lot of sense. I think it's an issue because if somebody would have said, "Hey, that Vince guy, yeah, he really sucks." Like I would kind of laugh and I think that's funny, but for someone that's a little bit more sensitive than I am, they might be really hurt by that. And it would be so easy to prevent something like that. Um, but at the same time, I think people can say whatever they want, because if that seriously offends you, I think it's something that you just have to face, and it's gonna be part of the real world, and just know that people have opinions, and no matter how much you try to censor them, they'll still think whatever they want to think. So if they say it, it's no different than them thinking it.
Yeah.
So
And
I am, in the long run, I'm against this.
okay, and I'm gonna give you my stance right away. I'm also against this, and here's why. I think that this is actually, if you think about it, it's kind of scary because what I have seen in my young life, we have changed as a society, and I've seen positive changes, and I have also seen negative changes. But I feel like the negative changes outshine and outdo the positive changes, which is very, very unfortunate. And obviously, this is from my personal opinion. Maybe someone with different thoughts, morals, beliefs, etc., might say, well, the positive changes are outweighing the negative changes. Because some people might see this Twitter thing as a stepping stone towards the direction they want to go to. The reason why this is scary, I made that comment that it's scary, is because we are continuously getting limited on our speech. And what I mean by that is obviously Twitter is deleting comments, suspending accounts, and it it's scary because yes, I don't condone maybe what some of the either far right people say, far left people say, or what some people just say in general. I just don't condone that. I don't believe it is um, nice to um, mistreat someone, to say horrible things to them. But at the end of the day, it is freedom of speech, and that's the beautiful thing about our country. Because right now, I'm going to tie this into the world of sports. There's a basketball player on the New York Knicks called Enes Kanter, and he's a Turkish basketball player, and he
Yes,
has
he
made
is.
I'm not sure if you heard this, Vince, but he's made some comments toward the Turkish president. And if you make bad comments, whether they're, yeah, doesn't matter the degree of how bad they are. If you make bad comments towards the Turkish president, you can find yourself in jail. And right now, Turkish officials want Enes Kanter in Turkish jails for they wanted him to serve a 4-year prison sentence, and just for him bashing the Turkish president. Um, there's some issues. Obviously, there was a coup d'état a couple years ago that failed. But obviously, the point is this isn't about Turkey, but it's just comparing, contrasting the beauty of what this nation has. I can make horrible comments about Donald Trump. I could have made horrible comments about Barack Obama, George Bush, etc., and I wouldn't find myself in jail. Obviously, if I were to make a threat saying I would take the life of that person, yes, definitely look into it. It's look into it. But I'm sorry I keep talking, and I know you have something to say, Vince, but the threats part makes sense. Yes, Twitter, look into the violent, but when you see slurs, I don't know what epithets are, so I'm not going to give you any of my feelings on epithets since I don't know what it means. Racist or sexist tropes, even though I don't condone that. Incites fear, possibly, but it reduces someone less than a human. That is an objective, that is what is reducing someone less than a human? That could mean something completely different to one person as in comparison to someone else. And I'm seeing this in college campuses with the bubbles, and if you say something bad, people are finding themselves expelled from schools, losing their scholarships for saying something bad to someone else. And that is just that makes me almost angry. It isn't fair. Um, and I feel like the same people who are almost persecuting you for saying something bad towards them are doing the same thing. So I see a lot of hypocrisy on that. We've had this similar conversation in many previous episodes, so you kind of see where Vince and I stand on things. But I feel like Vince, you and I are both reasonable people, and I just don't think that this is very reasonable.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with you. And my biggest thing when coming to this subject, those words should never come out of somebody's mouth if you don't deserve them. but know that if you do deserve like a lashy comeback because you said something, look, freedom of speech, you can say whatever you want. It doesn't mean that's without consequence. So going back to the player on the New York Knicks' team, which I always say his name wrong, talking about the Turkish president, you're more than welcome to say that, but don't think that there's not going to be consequences for saying that. It's the classic phrase of, and excuse my language, talk shit, you get hit. So, if he was saying something bad, well, I mean, there you go. But at the same time, he's in America, so hopefully nothing major happens to that player. But it's just, I don't know. I feel like there's so many things wrong with this, of which we hit most of the main points. So, I'm interested to see, to the listeners, if you guys feel like commenting, leave us what your thoughts are, because this is an interesting topic for sure.
It is, and listen, if Twitter finds success with this new program, then you're
Well, Facebook.
see Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat, and if they have success, you're gonna see bigger versions of that, and maybe it becomes from far right to medium right to right. You know what I'm saying? It's really, it seems small now, but I can definitely see the progression into it becoming a very, very I would say sad issue. So yeah, that's basically all Vince and I have to say about that particular comment. Down below in the comment section, let us know your feelings. Let us know your thoughts. Maybe could not be about Twitter, but just the general sentiment, etc., etc. But Vince, are you good with your our next topic?
Yeah, are you ready to change the sad tone to fidget spinners?
Ooh, I like that. You want to fit? Yep, nice. Yep.
Oh boy. Okay, well let's. Speaking of, change, the year's changing.
The years change.
It doesn't take a nice brain to realize that, but it's going to be the new year, so I think now would be a good time to reflect on what we had in 2017. And Al, I have a certain amount of topics that I have laid out in front of me right now, and I want to know your opinion on which thing from 2017 most fits with that topic. So something we can remember 2017 by. It can be stupid or it could be serious. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm down. Let's go.
First thing is sports.
Okay.
Could be a player, could be an event.
So you want me to give you something regarding sports that incumbinates 2017.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I'm a soccer player. I'm a soccer fan, and even though Vince, you're not very knowledgeable about soccer,
That's true.
I'm pretty sure everyone knows who Cristiano Ronaldo is. Whether you know him for his soccer or you know him for all of his different brands. Vince, I know you're very familiar with the Nike brand. As Cristiano Ronaldo is part of the Nike brand. Let me just ask, Vince, you're familiar with Cristiano Ronaldo, right?
Yes, I am, Al.
All right, awesome. Um, the reason why I bring him up is because Ronaldo arguably had the best year in sports history with all of his awards, whether they were individual or um, or a team kind of. I'm not sure how to say it. But anyway, this is some from my memory. Cristiano Ronaldo has won the Ballon d'Or, which is probably the best individual award in soccer. He has won the FIFA Player of the Year. He has won the Champions League, which is very difficult to win. Basically, imagine like the best couple teams from each country in Europe, and then they go into their own league. So his team won that, which is very impressive. Um, then it's um he won what's the Euros, which is a national team. It's basically the same thing as the Champions League, but instead of like club teams, he's playing with his country, and he played against some very good teams. He won that. He won the La Liga award. He won the World Cup of the Club World Cup, and so the list of awards goes on and on and on. And the reason why I just bring it up is just what a year for him. What a year. LeBron James had a great 2016. He won the NBA championship. He won the ESPY's Player of the Year, et cetera, et cetera. So that's when sports comes into my mind. That's it. And I will cover more about him in my show as well. I will do a 2017 recap. Some of the sports champions, the Golden State Warriors, NBA champions, Houston Astros, MLB champions. Who won the NHL? I feel horrible. I don't know who won the Stanley Cup. Wow. Yeah, I have no.
I think it was the Penguins.
It was.
I have relatives.
It definitely was the Penguins. Yeah. Attaboy, Vince.
Thanks. I'm getting my sports knowledge in. Woo.
Hey, Toronto FC.
Hey.
The MLS. You probably have no idea what the MLS is, but that's the soccer league in the U.S. Toronto FC won that. So that's some of the team accolades. So that's all I got to say really regarding the sports of 2017.
Very nice. Wow. Okay. You really know your sports.
Shout out to Golden Goal Show.
Shout out to Golden Goal Show. Okay. Oh, and Manu, what else we forgot to plug? Our new Instagram account.
Hey, yeah, attaboy. Nice.
Yeah, isn't it? It's Vince and then N with like an N.
Yeah.
Vince N L podcast, correct?
Yeah, and the name of the page is also in our description down below if you want to go check it out. I think we're at 35 followers now, so we're really gaining.
Right on. All right, Al. Next little topic here, and I'm gonna break these down into I had a bunch of topics, but I'm gonna only cover a few select more. Okay, who would you consider the celebrity of the year?
Oh man. The celebrity of the year. And
doesn't have to be an actor or actress. It could be, like a music performer or something like that.
I would say Donald Trump.
There you go.
I think it's funny. He's not president, but he's like a celebrity president. And of the year doesn't mean he might have the best year, but he's definitely one of the most talked about. And yeah, so Donald Trump.
Very true. All right. What about as far as music goes?
This goes to this will go to the artists of Despacito, which was the
Yankee Daddy.
Daddy Yankee and Luis Fonsi and Justin Bieber. So that's a shout out to me because I knew that song before everyone else knew it. So but
that's like me with Nike Elite socks.
What'd you say?
That's like me with Nike Elite socks. Yeah, I wore them before like everybody else got hyped over them.
That was definitely, yeah. You definitely, and I remember you got me my first pair of Nike Elites.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have one pair. I have like 2 pairs left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, that song definitely took the nation by storm, and it makes me proud because it's a Hispanic song.
Yeah, no, I think that was a great answer. If you would have said Kanye West, I would have looked at you like you have 5 eyeballs because, I mean, besides his clothing line, he really hasn't done a whole lot musically. So that was a great answer.
Thanks, bro.
When I mean musically, I mean like as far as this year goes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know you're not the biggest guy on movies, but there's definitely been quite a lot of trailers that have dropped to get people hyped in movies in general. What movie or movie trailer for the next coming year do you think is really hyped for what movie do you think defines 2017? And it could be a movie yet to even come out.
Jeez. Well, obviously you got to go with Star Wars. I know you hated it, but it definitely did bring a lot of nation by storm.
Sure.
Which is awesome. There's obviously Stranger Things that came out. I know that's a TV show.
That counts.
The movie that I personally loved was Thor Ragnarok. I thought it was hilarious and also really, really good. And it also sets up for this trailer that's going to be super hype, and I think the movie of the year.
Ooh.
There's Infinity War Part 1.
Oh.
And then one more movie, these are all coming out in the later year. I don't really remember many of the movies that came out earlier this year. I'm not sure if Spider-Man. Anyway, the movie that really like touched home that wasn't based off of anything that's super hyped was Wonder. It was really
Yeah.
well done, and it was definitely a tear-jerking movie. So
Awesome.
yeah, that's all my answers. I try to share as much movie knowledge as I could.
That's cool. Due to time purposes, because Al and I are on a little bit of a time crunch,
We are.
that's our cap of 2017. However, I think we can both agree that fidget spinners are somewhere in there. I had another category for like just like gadgets and things like that.
Definitely.
So
I have
we'll,
one.
we'll throw
I have one right here. I'm spinning right here if you can hear it. Vince,
I can hear it.
You
Yeah.
can hear it?
Yeah.
That's a $20 fidget spinner, dude. That's so sad.
What?
Yup, it's
Those
real.
mall dudes are ripping you off.
Next time I see you, you gotta see it. It's real nice.
I bet it is. Hey, I know you and I talked about having 2 debate questions. Was gonna use the time purposes. We'll have to stick to 1 for now.
All right, that's totally chill.
So I'll let you choose.
All right. So okay. There's a lot of different ones, but I'm gonna hit you up with the one I talked to you about earlier. But there's a lot of questions on this specific site, and the question is, I'm gonna do this one: is cereal soup?
Already, I've had quite a minute to ponder this, so I'm ready to get into it if you are.
All right, you hit me up with your answer first.
Cereal is without a doubt, it is soup.
It is soup. Okay.
It is. What do you think?
The definition of soup is
Oh my gosh.
is a
You're going Webster on me?
I'm going Webster on you. Soup is a primarily
Oh boy.
liquid food, and it is generally served warm
Oh.
or hot.
Oh. Okay.
So I don't know. A lot of people are saying there's this poll. 57% of people say yes, cereal is soup. 43% of people say no, it's not soup. A lot of people say it is not because the milk isn't boiling. So a lot of people correspond soup with being hot and or boiling. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, you put stuff in liquid and you eat it. I would, you know what? I'm just gonna say cereal soup, man. Cereal soup.
Yeah. Because if it's not soup, then what is it? It's just cereal.
Well, yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And unlike all the cereal boxes, they have the soup, or sorry, they have the cereal like in the milk. They never have it without the milk. So it's like it's advertised as being with the milk. And the only difference I see, I mean, this is the only difference, is that it's cold rather than being hot. But then it's oatmeal soup, right? Because that's like hot cereal. And then, but the other thing I see is that soup iconically comes in a can.
Yeah.
Cereal, again, iconically, very well known to be in a box. The box for cereal is really big. The can for soup is really small and compact.
Yeah.
That's the only difference I really see.
There's this other definition where someone says soup is 2 or more ingredients in a kind of broth. But my argument is, you could put 2 kinds of cereal in milk and call it a soup now, can't I? Because I sometimes have you ever mixed cereal, 2 different kinds of cereal before?
All the time.
I definitely have.
Yeah.
Or like
It's hard to pick just one thing. They're all so good.
Yeah. That is. I mean, it's not as big of a topic such as is water wet, but is cereal.
Right. A cereal soup. I think we can both agree. Yes, we agreed on this one.
Yeah, we
We
did.
agreed on the other one too, but then there was arguments within the arguments.
Yeah, we agreed with it, and then we went down a path. But at the end of the day, we said water is wet.
Yes, we did. That's true.
Not wet. We said water is not wet.
All right, guys. That's also yeah. Sorry, it's not wet, right? Oh man, it's so confusing. But all right, guys, with that has been the Vince and Al podcast. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate your views, comments. Al, I really gotta get going, but I'll let you wrap this up.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know, but thank you, Vince, so much. Sometimes we have to do what we have to do. We're a lot sometimes constrained on time, but Vince made it happen, and so did I. So thank you, Vince, so much for spending some time with me, and thank you guys as our audience for also spending time with us and debating some of our lousy topics as well as some interesting topics. So without much further ado, guys, this is it from Al. Tune in on Saturday to hear Fade from Silence from Vince, and next Tuesday, the Golden Goal Show hosted by Al. Can't wait to see you guys back. See you guys.
And don't forget about that Instagram page.
And
Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you. Sorry for my weird cutout at the end. I had to wave at a certain somebody and tell them that I gotta get going. But thank you guys. We'll see you.
bye, guys. Thanks, Vince.